Hi, welcome to One Word a Day. I'm Sophia, pilot into the universe of Chinese. Let's continue checking out one more Chinese expressions used on praising a quality of woman. I mean, mostly it's the exterior, but we do have some expressions talk about the beauty of woman inside. In this case, it's somebody who is super bright and sharp, and Chinese call it 冰雪聪明. And have to use the ice and snow somehow. I don't know this crystallization process of water form in the ice or the more powdery form of snow impressed the Chinese as a language collectively that they somehow represent a crystallization of our wisdoms or our observations in life. That you have to kind of crystallize somehow that you can draw some bigger conclusions through bits in life, right? So this 冰雪 somehow paired with the description of somebody who is sharp-minded, seeing things insightful. We use 聪明, and Chinese often say 耳聪, like your ears. Talking about ears, hearing, good hearing, that's sharp. And the 目明, using your eyes, you can see things clearly. Okay, let's unpack each. Ice. We have the water sign on the right. That means, yay, ancient times people realize ice is a different form of water. It came from water. And this water sign is the natural flow of water in its natural channels in nature. I mean, unlike the water we're familiar in our daily life, which is tap water, or water comes in a bottle. So water was already tamed, like super engineered and packaged. But water in its natural form, it's more like a river or stream or creek, free flowing somewhere out there. And this is the depiction of that. You have the mainstream, it's uninterrupted at the main body of the water, and then along the side there are this separation, different. You have this. That means probably a different stream merge into that. I mean, isn't that looking like GitHub merge? Okay, and then another water interruption there. So that use just 5 strokes to give you the abstraction of how water will look like. So I would imagine aliens, when they visit earthly culture, they can just through looking at Chinese characters to learn a lot about our daily life, our real reality. Okay, so this thing is said to be the, I mean, it looks like a human figure, right? But okay, human figure. This is upward, straight, going upward, looking like that. So this, according to some scholars, means when water became ice, things are expanding. Okay, I hope I get my physics correct. So the same water body are going to expand in this volume than the water form, than the liquid form. So when it expands, somewhere it's going to crack and it's going to go upward. And this depicts that upward looking cracking of the ice. And 2 of them means multitudes. So this, you right there have the image of a frozen river. And that's where mostly we see ice. Okay, 雪, we have the rain symbol on the top. I mean, ancient people actually realized the snow is a form of rain, except that rain got below frozen temperature and formed this crystallized into the snowflake. I'm not sure if they have a magnifying glass to look in detail how the snowflake look like, but they know that this powdery form of precipitation is a form of rain. And this rain came from the sky, something fallen down from the sky, and this huge space where we exist have this drizzly, this kind of foggy drizzles or droplets fill out the space. That's environmental, that's like immersive. If we have the rain, it's all around us. And that gives you the sense of the rain from in the sky. And the bottom, we have the 3-finger hand symbol. And then we have the top, that's the life symbol that we came across frequently. So this is the plan that the first horizontal line is the ground level. The second horizontal line is the indicator of the surroundings of the root, because it intersects right on the tip of, I poke a little bit through, but you're not supposed to show the root. But it has to be a longer line than the first horizontal line, which is ground level. This longer line, horizontal line, means it's an indicator to draw your attention to the very tip of the root. That means the surrounding of the root. And we have the plant growing, and we have the surrounding, the soil supplying nutrition. So together they can make a living there, because the conditions for life to exist is you first have to be biologically or generically coded in such a way as such a plant, generic plant. And then you have to have the surrounding, the soil for the plant to grow. 2 conditions met, basically, then you have life there. So we have life, double life, with the hand symbol at the bottom. And according to some scholars, this plant symbol means a cluster, this cluster of plant and that have the sharp edges. Right now is going into as a visual depiction of that. It's not abstract concept of life next to each other, but it's this brushy looking image next to each other. That means a cluster of that. That means a broom. So you have the broom, you have a hand holding these clusters of spiky things that make the broom together. That means you are brooming, you're wiping. So wiping and the rain is unwipeable. What's wipeable is the snow. So if snow falling and you find yourself doing this wiping the snow to the side, that means just by the action, by the human behavior, it means it's snow, it's not rain. All right. Okay. So we have the ear symbol. So this looking thing is the ear. And, this is the abstraction, the way Chinese abstract the ear, how it looks from the side view. And then this horizontal line almost as an indication of you have the nerve system inside the ear. And through that tunnel, you sense something from the outside. So that's the ear symbol. And then we have the heart symbol, which is this chamber. And then you have in tube, input, output tube. And then you have the third tube to power the heart organ itself. So you have a heart and an ear, 2 organs, important culturally value assigned organs in Chinese there already. Heart, just like in English, represent, before we know about the brain, we can feel the heart pumping, right? So that's kind of a life source. And through life source, ancient times people probably attribute that to the mental activities, like how you think, feel about things. So heart attributed to your inside processing. And then this spool looking thing with a tip, and then have 2 diagonal lines intersect with the other direction diagonal line, gives you almost like a spool of thread, right? But I'm not sure if it's a spool of thread, but I like the interpretation of some scholars saying this shows, because this create the spacing, create this network of things, create the image of things are intersecting, things are entangled almost, and things are not simple, straightforward. It's a complicated situation. And you have your heart right attached to that. That means you're almost like facing complicated situation, and your mental activity trying to sort out that. And when it paired with the ear symbol, that means your ear is your sensor, audio sensor. and that means you're sharply tuned, that you can hear things quickly. I mean, there are a lot of things to hear, right? So what sound you capture, what sound you value, you attach importance to which sound that itself, that's this internal filtering and processing matters a lot, right? So if we're talking about sharp in English, both in English and Chinese, I guess I translate as sharp to corresponding to the English sharp usage, because sharp not only means in English a sharp-ended object, but it also means the intellectual sharpness or acuteness, right? In this case, Chinese, similarly, we use the sensor of the ear to sort out that chaotic, sound bites in our environment. And we are able to detect all that sound and then come to the heart to kind of understand the environment, like what is the main happening right now. And then we can kind of focus our attention on the right things instead of attending to all the sound bites over here. I mean, very applicable to today's social media environment, right? So that sharp is a Chinese way to say you're sensitive to the sound, but are also able to handle that complex soundscape and to filter it through your heart. That's the definition of sharp. Okay, Ming is related to vision, related to light. We have the right side here is kind of a crescent looking moon. So this is the moon. And then this vertical line is the light source through the moon. I guess in ancient times, probably we cannot differentiate solar, which the sun, 日, pronounced as 日, a spell like that. It's a sphere with energy source emitting. And the moon is a crescent shape with energy source emitting. We cannot differentiate if that light is direct light or reflective light. So that's Chinese moon symbol. The left side is, according to some scholars, which I'm not fully convinced because I see this on a wine bottle shape, but according to some scholars, this shape depicts the window grid. Because in ancient times, Chinese doesn't really have window glass. So how to filter the air to create an indoor versus outdoor barrier there through the window is by creating this grid line. So these are kind of shaped wood blocks that go along. So otherwise, you have the window just like that, right? I mean, this is all after the Bauhaus. Everything's streamlined, simplified. This is too much for Chinese to attach normally a piece of paper to block out the wind up there. So Chinese would make this artistically rendered shape to create a little bit, kind of a carve out a smaller spaces through this big window pane. So light still can come in, but you have some structure to hold the space so that you can paste your paper without like one big piece of paper easily breakable, right? So that's a window pane, and you have the moon. That means the moonlight is sifting through the window pane that you are able to see, even it's supposed to be nighttime. So even if you're supposed to be in the darkness, through the window pane, you can see the moonlight shine on something. You can still, things are still visible to you. So this gives you the sense of, instead of the bright, like a sun, direct sunlight, bright, this moon even give you more environmental information, like it's nighttime, but you can somehow see. And that's that contrast, that dichotomy of darkness, but you have this light source that's through the window pane you can see. And that defines what we mean by bright. It is not no darkness. It is surrounded by darkness, but somehow you can see. I mean, don't you find that even more convincing? If you can see in darkness, that means your vision is super good, right? So the vision and the audible, both of them combined together I mean, this hearing and the seeing or sighting, both are the major sensor organs on our head and on human body. So Chinese just use this two, single out these two features to mean you have good vision, you have good hearing. That means you must be bright. And also culturally, bright in English and sharp in English also describes somebody's intellectual sharpness. That means respond quickly, and bright means you see through darkness, you see through chaos to find the patterns underneath, right? So both in both cultures, 聪明, sharp, bright means gives compliments to somebody's intellectual power there. Okay, so 冰雪聪明 is a Chinese way to describe girls that especially exhibit this young age, but very insightful observation of things. And also, of course, hearing, sighting, they're sharp, they're sensitive, they know what's going on. So that I translate as a precocious, but it may not be capturing it all the sense, because precocious means you are smarter than your age. So 冰雪聪明 specifically used on younger girls. So both age and gender are specified over there. Young girls, and they have this quality of super observant, super sharp, and that's 冰雪聪明 is about. So the best one I can find is precocious, but of course in English precocious, not just genderly assigned to females only, but in Chinese we assign 冰雪聪明 only to young girls. And here I'm showing Wang Meiling, and she in her rendering of Legend of Wakanda Heroes, which is 射雕英雄传. If you know Chinese culture, it's a blockbuster in the 1980s, and my generation grew up in this storytelling. And she played this leading female figure that definitely exhibits and exemplifies what 冰雪聪明 is about. It's a super sharp and kind of independent thinker that can sort out things, was definitely not go after what she was told, but she make her own choices. And a lot of times it's life-saving or kind of a critical moment, tide turning kind of decisions or approaches that she came up with. Not just, this is not like teachable almost. This is intuitive, but also brave enough, like self-confidence, confident enough to come up with solutions to problems. And that's the type of 冰雪聪明 we talk about. Okay, thank you for your time. We'll see you another time.